The Galactic Empire fleet moved slowly through deep space. This area was quiet, too quiet. Stars were dim. No planets nearby. No signals. The Empire used this sector as a safe route. No enemy had ever entered this place. On the main command ship, Supreme Commander Varric watched the star map. His 4 eyes scanned every screen. Everything looked normal. Then a sharp sound broke the silence. Unknown energy spike detected, the sensor officer said. Varric turned his head. Source. The officer paused. His voice changed. Sir, the signal is strong. Very strong. How strong? Varric asked. The officer swallowed. Stronger than a capital warship. The bridge went silent. That is not possible, Varric said calmly. There are no fleets here. Another officer spoke quickly. The object just appeared. Sir, no warp trace. No jump signal. Varric stepped closer to the main screen. Show me. The screen zoomed in. At first, nothing appeared. Then slowly a shape formed. It was a ship. A single ship. The bridge filled with quiet fear. The ship was large, but not elegant. Its design was simple. Heavy, sharp edges. Dark metal armor covered its body. Orange lights glowed across its surface like burning veins. It looked old, but powerful. Identify the ship, Varric ordered. The AI responded in a flat tone. No match found in Empire records. Varric's voice hardened. Scan weapon systems. The scan ran, and then stopped. The AI paused longer than normal. Report, Varric said. Weapon energy levels exceed safe calculation limits. The AI replied. Probability of error. Low. One officer whispered. That makes no sense. The Empire fleet had faced many enemies. Massive armadas. Ancient machines. Living warships. But this ship felt different. It was alone, and it was not afraid. Is it moving? Varric asked. Yes, sir, the navigation officer said. It is adjusting course. Toward us? Yes. The distance closed slowly. The ship did not rush. It did not hide. It came forward like it owned the space. Varric felt something rare. Uncertainty. Open communication, he ordered. The signal sent. Nothing came back. No voice. No data. Only silence. Then suddenly, the Empire sensor screamed. Multiple systems lit up red. Sir, the ship is scanning us, an officer shouted. Scanning strength? Varric asked. The officer's hand shook. It is reading through our shields. That was impossible. Empire shields were designed to block all scans. Yet this ship ignored them. The scan ended. The unknown warship stopped. It just waited. What kind of race built a ship like this? An officer asked quietly. Varric did not answer. Sir, the data officer said, we found something. Speak. The scan returned a language pattern. Very old. Very rare. Varric leaned closer. What language? The officer hesitated. It is listed under extinct species files. Which one? The officer's voice dropped. Human. The word echoed across the bridge. Human. Several officers looked at each other. That cannot be right, one said. Humans were weak. They lived on a small planet, another added. They had no place in the galaxy. Varric remembered the old reports. Humans were short-lived, divided, always fighting each other. They should not exist anymore. Confirm, Varric said slowly. The AI spoke again. Language match confirmed. Ship origin, human. Silence filled the bridge. Varric stared at the ship. So simple. So quiet. So dangerous. Sir, the weapons officer said, the human ship is charging something. Weapons? Varric asked. No, the officer replied. Unknown system. The orange lights on the human ship grew brighter. The central core glowed like a small star. Energy levels rose, then stopped. The ship did not fire. It did not threaten. It waited, as if giving a choice. Varric clenched his claws. Why would a human ship come here alone? He asked. No one answered. Then a calm voice filled the bridge. This is human vessel Aegis. The translation was perfect. The voice was steady. Controlled. This space is under human protection. Several officers gasped. Human protection? You are in violation, the voice continued. Change course and leave. Varric stepped forward. This is Galactic Empire territory, he said. Identify your fleet. There was a pause. Then the voice replied. This ship is enough. Fear spread through the bridge. That is a threat, an officer whispered. No, Varric said quietly. It is a warning. The human ship powered up its engines. Not fast, not aggressive, just ready. Varric looked at the massive Empire fleet around him. Hundreds of ships, weapons ready, shields strong. Yet for the first time in his long command, he was not sure. He felt it deep inside. This was not a race that fought to conquer. This was a race that fought to survive, and survived too well. Varric raised his hand. All ships, he said, hold fire. The human ship did not move. It waited, as if watching, as if judging. And in that moment, the Galactic Empire realized something terrifying. They had not discovered a weak species. They had awakened one. The bridge of the Galactic Empire command ship stayed silent. No one moved. No one spoke. The human warship Aegis floated in front of the fleet, calm and steady. Its orange lights pulsed slowly, like a heart that was never afraid. Supreme Commander Varric Thale kept his eyes on the screen. All ships hold position, he repeated. The Empire fleet obeyed. Inside Varric's mind, old memories surfaced. Ancient reports. Forgotten files. Stories no one believed anymore. Humans, a race that should not be here. Open historical records, Varric ordered. The data officer reacted quickly, accessing classified archives. Screens around the bridge changed. Symbols appeared. Old warning signs glowed in red. One file opened. Species, human. Status, unpredictable. Recommendation, avoid direct conflict. The bridge grew tense. That classification is impossible, an officer said. Humans never reach that level. Varric did not answer. Continue, he said. The data scrolled. It showed images of early human ships. Small, crude, weak. But then came another section. Human trait analysis. Rapid adaptation. Extreme aggression when threatened. Refusal to surrender. High survival instinct. One line stood out. Humans do not stop. They learn. The weapons officer shifted nervously. Sir, these records were sealed by the founders. Varric's claws tightened. Why? He asked. The officer hesitated. Because every race that underestimated humans vanished. Before anyone could respond, an alert sounded. Sir, the sensor officer said, the human ship is deploying drones. Small objects left the Aegis and spread around the Empire fleet. They were fast, silent, scanning everything. Our shields. Varric asked. Still up? The officer replied. But the drones are ignoring them. That sent fear through the bridge. Nothing ignored Empire shields. What are they doing? Varric asked. They are mapping our fleet. The AI answered. Full tactical scan. They are studying us, an officer whispered. Yes, Varric said slowly. And they are not rushing. The drones returned to the Aegis. The human ship remained still. Then the human voice returned. Galactic Empire, it said calmly. Our scan is complete. Varric stepped forward. You scan us without permission, he said. This is an act of hostility. No, the voice replied. This is preparation. That single word hit hard. Preparation. For what? Varric demanded. There was a pause. For defense, the human said. Another alert flashed. Sir, the navigation officer shouted. Long-range sensors picking up signals. How many? Varric asked. The officer stared at the screen. I don't know. Multiple points appeared on the star map. Far away. Too far. But moving fast. warp signatures unlike anything the Empire had seen. "Are those human ships?" someone asked. "No," the sensor officer replied. "They are markers." The human voice spoke again. "These beacons mark human space." Varric felt his chest tighten. "How large is human space?" he asked. The answer came instantly. "Large enough." Fear spread openly now. One officer broke discipline. "Sir, we should retreat." Another shook his head. "We cannot show weakness." Varric raised his hand. "Silence." He focused on the human ship. "You hide," Varric said. "You watch. And now you appear alone." The human replied, "Alone does not mean weak." Varric narrowed his eyes. "Then why now?" he asked. "Why reveal yourselves?" The answer was simple. "Because the Empire crossed a line." "What line?" Varric asked. "Curiosity," the human said, "turns into control. Control turns into destruction." The bridge stayed quiet. The Empire had destroyed many races. For order, for stability, for power. "You expect us to leave?" Varric asked. "Yes," the human replied, peacefully. "And if we refuse?" Varric asked. The human ship's core glowed brighter. "Then this will become a lesson." Suddenly, one of the Empire escort ships moved forward. "Sir," an officer shouted, "they are not following orders." The escort ship fired a warning shot. A single energy blast crossed the space. It hit nothing. The human ship did not move. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the Aegis responded, not with weapons, with a signal. A pulse spread through space. The escort ship's lights went dark. Engines shut down. Weapons offline. Shields collapsed. The ship drifted helplessly. The bridge exploded with panic. They disabled it. No damage detected. How is that possible? Varric stared in shock. The human had neutralized a warship without destroying it. "That was a demonstration," the human voice said. "Next time, we remove the threat permanently." Varric realized the truth. Humans did not want war. They wanted control of the situation. And they already had it. "Sir," the AI interrupted. "New data received." "What now?" Varric asked. "Human technology shows restraint protocols," the AI said. "They limit force." An officer whispered, "They could have destroyed us already." Yes, Varric thought. They could have. And that scared him more than any weapon. "Human vessel," Varric said slowly. "What do you want?" The answer came clear and firm. "Leave the sector." "And if the Empire returns?" Varric asked. The human paused, then spoke. "Then we stop being patient." The signal cut. The Aegis remained, waiting, watching, judging. Varric looked at the star map again. Those distant markers were getting closer. Human space was not empty. It was awakening. Varric made his decision. "All ships," he said quietly, "prepare to retreat." Some officers looked shocked, but no one argued. As the Empire fleet slowly turned away, Varric kept his eyes on the human ship. It did not follow. It did not chase. It stayed, like a gate. And Varric understood something painful. This was not a warning to one fleet. This was a message to the entire galaxy. The Galactic Empire fleet moved away from the sector. Slowly, carefully. No one spoke. Every officer kept watching the screens, expecting the human warship Aegis to follow. It did not. It stayed behind, silent and still. Supreme Commander Varric Thale stood at the center of the bridge. His mind raced. Retreat was not defeat, he told himself, but it felt like one. "Long-range sensors active," Varric ordered. "I want eyes on that ship at all times." "Yes, sir," the sensor officer replied. Minutes passed. Nothing happened. Then a sharp alert broke the calm. "Sir, multiple Empire signals detected." Varric turned. "Explain." "A separate Empire battle group has entered the sector," the officer said. "They did not receive our retreat order in time." Varric's heart sank. "How many ships?" 5 heavy cruisers. 1 command carrier. Too many. Too late. The screen shifted to a distant view. The Empire battle group moved fast. weapons online, shields bright, and in front of them, the human warship Aegis. Alone, again, Varric opened a channel. "Empire ship stop," he shouted. "This is a direct order." The reply came with static. "We see an unknown hostile ship," the battle group commander said. "We are engaging." "No!" Varric yelled, "Stand down." But it was too late. The Empire ships opened fire. Energy beams crossed the void. They struck the human ship. Explosions flashed across its hull. The bridge of Varric's ship held its breath. Smoke cleared. The Aegis was still there. No damage. No response. Just silence. "That should have destroyed it," an officer whispered. The human ship finally moved. Not back. Forward. Energy readings spiked. Not in weapons. In the core. "Sir," the AI said, "unknown weapon system charging." The human voice came through, calm as ever. This action was unnecessary. The Empire battle group fired again. This time, the human ship answered. A single beam of light shot forward. Thin, precise. It struck the lead cruiser. The ship froze, then collapsed inward. Gone. One shot. One ship. The rest of the battle group stopped firing. Shock spread across every Empire bridge. The human did not stop. Another beam. Another cruiser vanished. No explosion. No debris. Just erased. "Cease fire," the Empire commander screamed. The human voice replied. Too late. The Aegis changed position. It moved faster than Empire tracking systems could follow. In seconds, it appeared behind command carrier. A pulse spread out. All systems on the carrier shut down. The ship drifted helplessly. The remaining Empire ships tried to flee. They never made it. 3 precise strikes. 3 clean removals. The battle was over. Varric's bridge was silent. 5 warships destroyed. 1 disabled. By 1 human ship. No wasted shots. No rage. Only control. "This was not a battle," Varric whispered. "It was a lesson." The human voice returned, now directed at Varric. "This concludes the demonstration." Varric swallowed. "You said you wanted peace," he said. "Yes," the human replied. "And now you understand the cost of ignoring it." Varric looked at the data. Weapon energy usage was minimal. The Aegis had barely tried. "Who are you?" Varric asked. The human paused, then answered, "I am Captain Elias Ward." "Of what fleet?" Varric asked. The reply was calm. "None." Confusion filled the bridge. "This ship," Elias continued, "is not a frontline warship." Several officers gasped. "Then what is it?" Varric asked. "A border ship," Elias said, "designed to stop problems before they grow." Varric felt cold. "If this is a border ship," he said slowly, "then what guards your core worlds?" There was a longer pause. Then the answer came. "You do not want to see them." New signals appeared on the map. Dozens, then hundreds. Human warp signatures. They stayed at a distance, watching, waiting. Varric understood the truth. Humans did not rush to war. They prepared. They studied. And when they moved, they ended things. The human voice spoke one final time. "This sector remains closed." The signal ended. The Aegis turned away. It did not chase the retreating Empire fleet. It did not threaten. It simply returned to its position. Like nothing had happened. Varric collapsed into his command seat. The Galactic Empire had ruled the stars for centuries. But today, they had met something worse than an enemy. They had met a species that learned from every mistake and never made the same one twice. The Galactic Empire fleet retreated in silence. No one celebrated. No one spoke. Supreme Commander Varric Thale stood alone on the bridge, staring at the stars. The battle was over, but his thoughts were not. "One ship," he said quietly. "One human ship stopped us." The data officers worked nonstop. Screens filled with numbers, recordings, and battle data. "Sir," one officer said, "we are analyzing the human technology." Varric nodded. "Find everything." The results came quickly. Too quickly. Our weapons barely touched the Aegis, the weapons officer reported. Our strongest beams were absorbed. How? Varric asked. The officer hesitated. The ship's armor is layered. Not thick. Smart. Explain. It adapts, the officer said. Every hit teaches it how to resist the next one. Varric closed his eyes. Adaptive armor. A nightmare concept. Sir, another officer spoke. There's more. Go on. The human ship did not use full power. Not even close. That hit harder than any loss. Varric felt cold. What else? He asked. The data officer swallowed. The ship follows strict control rules. Control rules? Varric repeated. Yes, the officer said. It limits damage. It chooses targets carefully. Why? Varric asked. The officer looked unsure. Because humans fight wars to end them, not to enjoy them. Varric stared at the screen. This was not how the Empire fought. The Empire destroyed to dominate. Humans destroyed to stop. Open deeper human records. Varric ordered. The AI responded. Access restricted. Override, Varric said. The screen changed. Old images appeared. A small blue planet. Cities. Crowds. War. Endless war. Humans fighting each other. This is their home, Varric said. The footage showed destruction, fire, and loss. They almost destroyed themselves, an officer said. Yes, Varric replied. And they learned. The records continued. Humans rebuilt. Faster. Stronger. Smarter. They stopped expanding loudly. They stopped showing strength. Instead, they watched. They prepared. They hid. Varric whispered. Sir, the data officer said, we found directive. The words appeared on screen. Human survival directive. Rule 1, never be the first to threaten. Rule 2, always be ready to finish the fight. Varric felt the meaning sink in. This is why they stayed silent, he said. They waited for the galaxy to show its true face. Another file opened. Border Fleet Program. It showed ships like the Aegis. Not many, but enough. Each one guarding a region. Each one capable of stopping fleets. Sir, an officer whispered, these are not their main ships. Varric nodded slowly. Their core fleet is hidden, he said. Then where is it? The officer asked. Varric did not answer. An alert sounded. Incoming transmission, the AI announced. Varric stiffened. From where? Human origin? The screen lit up. Captain Elias Ward appeared. He looked calm, tired, focused. You are learning, Elias said. Varric met his gaze. Yes, he replied. And we were wrong. Elias nodded once. That happens, he said. Why hide? Varric asked. You could rule the galaxy. Elias's expression did not change. We tried ruling ourselves once, he said. It did not end well. Silence followed. We protect our borders. Elias continued. We protect our allies. That is all. And the Empire? Varric asked. Elias paused. That depends on what you choose next. The transmission ended. New data flooded the screens. Human ships. Moving. Not toward the Empire. Toward other sectors. Sir, the sensor officer said, human border ships are activating everywhere. Varric's heart dropped. They are not attacking, he said. No, the officer replied. They are positioning. The galaxy was changing. Quietly, firmly. Sir, an officer asked, what do we do? Varric looked at the stars. For the first time, he felt small. We adapt, he said, like the humans did. But deep inside, he knew adaptation might not be enough, because the humans had already planned for this moment, and whatever came next would decide the fate of the galaxy. The Galactic Empire capital world was in chaos. News spread faster than fear. Human ships were active, not attacking, not threatening, just present. Across the galaxy, border sectors went silent. Trade routes stopped. Minor alien nations froze their fleets. Everyone was watching. Supreme Commander Varric Thale stood before the High Council. The massive chamber was filled with anger, fear, and pride. "This is unacceptable," one counselor shouted. "We are the Empire." "They humiliated us," another said. "One ship forced our retreat." Varric raised his hand. "You saw the data," he said calmly. "That ship was holding back." "Lies," a counselor hissed. "No race hides power like that." Varric looked straight at them. "Humans do," he said. The room went quiet. A third counselor spoke softly. "If they wanted war, we would already be gone." "But they did not," another replied. "That means they fear us." Varric felt a cold realization. Pride was winning. "This is a mistake," Varric warned. "Do not push them." The council ignored him. "We activate the Starbreaker," the High Council declared. Varric's eyes widened. "That weapon destroys systems," he said. "Even planets." "It will send a message," the council replied. "No race stand above the Empire." Varric knew then. The Empire had learned nothing. Far away, human sensors reacted instantly. Captain Elias Ward stood on the bridge of the Aegis. His officers watched the data stream. They activated it. One officer said, "The Starbreaker is online." Elias closed his eyes for a moment. "They chose fear," he said, "not reason." "What are our orders?" another asked. Elias opened his eyes. "Phase 2, he said. Across human space. Something changed. Ships that had never moved began to awaken. Hidden fleets powered up. Deep space platforms came online. Ancient stations revealed themselves. The galaxy felt it, not with explosions, but with pressure. Alien governments received the same message. Clear, simple, stay neutral, stay safe. Many obeyed. Some joined humans. The Empire did not. The Starbreaker fired. A beam of unnatural energy tore through space toward a distant human border system. Before it reached its target, it stopped, frozen, held in place by invisible force. Human technology wrapped around it like a cage. Then the beam collapsed into nothing. The Starbreaker shut down. Permanently. On the Empire capital world, alarm screamed. "What happened?" a counselor shouted. "It failed," another cried. "No," Varric said quietly. "It was stopped." A new signal filled the chamber. Human origin. Captain Elias appeared again. "You crossed the line," he said. The council tried to speak. Elias raised a hand. "We warned you," he continued. "We demonstrated restraint." The screen changed. Human fleets. Thousands of ships. Not surrounding the Empire, but locking it in. Every exit. Every route. Controlled. "You are contained," Elias said. "This is not conquest." Varric understood. They were not under attack. They were under supervision. "You will stand down," Elias said. "You will disarm the Starbreaker." "And if we refuse," a counselor demanded. Elias looked tired. "Then we remove your ability to harm anyone." The signal ended. Silence followed. The Empire had ruled by fear for centuries. Now fear ruled them. Varric stepped forward. "This is over," he said. "We surrender the weapon." Some counselors protested, but most were silent. They knew the humans had already won. Outside the capital world, human fleets held position, not aggressive, not proud, just firm, watching, waiting. Elias stood on his bridge, looking at the stars. "This is not victory," he said softly. "It is responsibility." His officer nodded. "The galaxy will remember this day." "Yes," Elias replied. "They will remember what happens when humans stop hiding." Far away, in the dark between stars, something even larger stirred. Not human, not Empire. Something old. Something watching the conflict with interest. The galaxy was quiet, but the real test had not yet begun. The galaxy held its breath. Human fleets surrounded the galactic empire, but no shots were fired. No threats were spoken. The stars were silent. Supreme Commander Varric Thale stood in the Empire Capital Command Hall. The The Starbreaker was shut down. The Empire's greatest weapon was useless. The High Council had no answers left. Human fleets remain in position, an officer reported. They are not advancing. Varric nodded slowly. They are waiting, he said. Waiting for what? The answer came suddenly. A deep space alarm echoed across human and Empire sensors at the same time. Unknown massive object detected, a human officer said. Size beyond classification. Captain Elias Ward looked at the data. His face hardened. So it woke up, he said quietly. Far beyond known space, something ancient moved. An entity older than empires. A devourer of civilizations. The reason humans had hidden. The reason they prepared. The reason they never ruled. Across the galaxy, planets trembled as the object entered real space. Entire star systems dimmed as its shadow passed. Empire scientists panicked. This thing feeds on energy, one cried. It destroys everything. Varric felt cold fear. This is why humans hid, he whispered. They were not afraid of us. The ancient entity sent a signal, not words. Hunger. Human fleets moved instantly, not toward the Empire, toward the threat. Thousands of human ships formed precise lines. Massive structures unfolded from deep space. Human defense platforms never seen before. Captain Elias stood tall. All fleets, he said calmly. Protocol Guardian. Human ships did not rush. They positioned. They calculated. They waited. The ancient entity attacked. A wave of dark energy crashed into the human line. The galaxy expected destruction. Instead, the human shields held, not by strength alone, by coordination. Every ship shared power. Every system supported another. No single ship stood alone. This is impossible, an Empire scientist whispered. No, Varric said, this is unity. Humans struck back, not to kill, to contain. Gravitational traps locked the entity in place. Energy nets drained its power. Human weapons adapted with every second. The ancient being screamed across space. Then silence. It collapsed into a sealed prison of light. The galaxy was saved. Human fleets powered down. No celebration. No pride. Just relief. Captain Elias opened a galaxy-wide broadcast. His voice was calm. Clear. We do not conquer, he said. We do not rule. Images appeared. Humans helping rebuild damaged stations. Sharing technology. Repairing trade routes. We protect, Elias continued. Because someone must. The Galactic Empire listened. For the first time in its long history, it felt shame. Varric stepped forward and spoke. The Empire stands down, he said. We will not challenge humanity. Elias nodded. Good, he replied. Then the galaxy can move forward. Human fleets slowly withdrew, not into darkness, but into watchful silence. Varric looked at the stars. Humans were still there, hidden, prepared, watching, and he understood the final truth. Humans were never the strongest race. They were the most ready. The narrator's voice carried softly across the ending. The galaxy feared humans because it did not understand them, and by the time it did, humans had already saved it. Time passed. The galaxy did not return to normal. It became better. Trade routes reopened, but this time with trust. Old enemies spoke instead of fighting. Smaller races no longer hid in fear, because humans were watching, not as rulers, as guardians. Supreme Commander Varric Thale stood on the balcony of the Empire capital. The stars looked different now. Calmer, safer. The humans have not expanded, an officer said behind him. They hold the same borders. Varric nodded. They never wanted more, he replied. They wanted stability. The Galactic Empire changed its laws. Conquest fleets were dismantled. The Starbreaker was destroyed forever. For the first time, the Empire chose peace. Far away, Captain Elias Ward walked through a quiet human station. Children laughed. Engineers worked. Life continued. Galaxy status? An officer asked. Stable, Elias replied. No major threats. The officer smiled. Then why stay alert? Elias looked at the stars. Because peace survives only when someone is ready to protect it. Deep space sensors remain active. Humans never slept, never relaxed, never forgot history. A young alien envoy once asked a simple question. Why do humans help everyone? The answer was simple. Because once, a human replied, no one helped us. The galaxy remembered that day, the day the Empire panicked, the day humans revealed themselves, not with anger, not with pride, but with control. And the final words echoed like a truth written in stars. Humans do not seek power. They become it when needed,